Hello viewers, welcome back to episode 2 of Spring AI from Zero to Hero series. In our last video, we built the basic Spring AI app. Today, we're going to furnish it with advanced features. In this session, we will dive into the brain of Spring Boot. We will learn how to use dependency injection to hire our AI assistant, build REST controllers to talk to the world, and use modern Java 21 features like records and virtual threads to make our app incredibly fast and organized. Today is the day our app will start thinking. We will move from a static welcome page to a living, breathing API. We are going to cover 3 massive pillars of modern Java development. Pillar 1, dependency injection, the AI staff. We will think of dependency injection like a staffing agency. Instead of manually building a chat client from scratch, we will see how Spring Boot already has one ready for us. By using the @service annotation, we will tell Spring, hey, manage this logic for us. Then, we will inject it right where we need it. The question is, will we need to write new chat client? Will we just ask Spring to give us the one it already made? The answer is exactly. We will use a chat client builder bean that Spring will auto-configure based on those Gemini keys we set up in episode 1. It will be like having a personal assistant who is already trained and waiting for our command. Pillar 2, REST controllers, the AI's voice. Now, an AI will be useless if it can't talk to the world. We are going to build a REST controller. This will be the voice of our app. When a user sends a request to a URL, the controller will catch it, ask the AI for an answer, and send back a JSON response. JSON will be the universal language of our web interface. The question is, will the user see the raw JSON or will we make it look nice? The answer is yes. We'll start with simple text, but I will show how Spring will automatically convert our Java objects into clean JSON that any mobile app or website can understand. Pillar 3, Java 21 features, records and virtual threads. Finally, we're going to upgrade our engine. We are going to use Java records. Think of a record as a tiny box for our data. It will be perfect for AI responses because it's immutable. Once the AI gives us an answer, it will stay exactly as it is. And for the speed, we are going to enable virtual threads. We know AI calls can be slow, sometimes taking 2 or 3 seconds. In the old days, that would clog our server. With virtual threads, our app will handle thousands of AI chats at once without breaking a sweat. It will be like upgrading from a single-lane road to a 100-lane highway. The question is, will just one setting make it that much faster? The answer is just one line in properties file. Spring.threads.virtual.enabled equals true. We'll do this. It will be like magic. So viewers, we will start coding in our Spring AI demo project, which we have already created in VS Code. we will navigate to the directory src main java gom cm Spring AI demo service and will open the file Gemini service.java. Inside the service package, we will define our class and add the @service annotation to the top to hire our AI staff. Next, we will declare a private final chat client field to manage our interactions. We will then create the constructor for our Gemini service class. Instead of creating a new instance manually, we will inject the chat client builder and use it to build our client. Now, we will implement the generate response method, which will take a string called user prompt. We will use the Fluent API to define the prompt, initiate the call, and return the content as a string. Now viewers for REST controllers, we will navigate to source, main, java, .com cm, Spring AI demo, controller, and create the file aicontroller.java. Inside this package, we will add the @REST-controller annotation to establish the voice of our application. Next, we will inject our Gemini service into the controller through its constructor. We will then define a get mapping for the path/API/chat. We will create the chat method using a request param to capture the user's message. Inside, we will call our service to generate an answer and return it inside a new AI response object. Spring will then automatically convert this Java record into the universal language of JSON for our front end. Viewers, next we will navigate to source main java.com cm Spring AI demo D2 and open the file airesponse.java. We will define our immutable data box by creating a public record named AI response with status and answer strings. Next, we will navigate to source, main, resources, and open the application.properties file. We will add the magic line for speed by setting spring.threads.virtual.enable to true. This will enable virtual threads to handle thousands of concurrent AI calls on a 100-lane highway. Finally, we will set our Google Gen AI API key to complete our connection. After that, we will create a user interface to test our implementation. We will first navigate to the directory, source, main, resources, static, and open the file index.html. Inside the body tag, we will define our user interface structure. We will create an input field and assign it the ID user prompt so we can capture the user's text. Next, we will add a button with an on-click attribute that will trigger our Ask Gemini function. Finally, we will create a div with the ID AI response, where the AI's answer will eventually appear. Implementing the JavaScript bridge, we will scroll to bottom of index.html just before closing body tag to write our script. First, we will define an async function called Ask Gemini. Inside the function, we will create constants to reference our input field, our display div, and the button. We will then write the logic to grab the user's message and verify it is not empty. Next, we will set a loading state by disabling the button and updating the display text to show that the AI is thinking. Next, we will initiate the fetch call to our backend. We will target the path /API/chat and append the encoded message as a query parameter. Once we receive the response, we will convert the JSON data into a JavaScript object. We will then update our display element using the answer property from our Java record. Finally, we will add a catch block to handle connection errors and a finally block to re-enable our button. We will now navigate to the root directory of our project and open the terminal. We will execute the command mvn spring-boot:run to launch our backend server. We will watch the logs to confirm that our application starts on port 8080. Next, we will open our web browser and navigate to localhost 8080. We will see our Spring AI dashboard appear with the input field we created earlier. Verifying the AI integration. We will now type a technical question into the prompt field and click the Ask AI button. We will observe the loading state as our JavaScript bridge sends the request to our Java controller. The question is, how will we know if our AI controller is working correctly? The answer is, we will open our browser and navigate to localhost 8080/API/chat. We will add a question mark followed by message equals hello. We will see a clean JSON response containing the status success and the answer from Gemini. The question is, how will we know if the virtual threads are working correctly under the hood? The answer is, we will check our terminal logs to see the trace of the request being handled by a virtual thread. Finally, we will see the AI's response manifest in our display div, confirming that our full stack bridge is complete. So, viewers, our Spring Boot application is now officially live and connected to the Google Gen AI ecosystem. We will see in our logs that Tomcat is running on port 8080, confirming that our second milestone is complete. So viewers, what will we build next now that our app has a brain and a voice? Viewers, it would be persistent memory. In our next session, we will upgrade this setup to remember our conversations. We will move from single questions to full continuous dialogues using Spring AI chat history. So, viewers, if you face any difficulty in coding this, comment in the video comment section. And if you feel this video helpful for you, do not forget to subscribe my channel. Coding Maverick,